This is Drip. Let's go.
It's another K-Town beat.
YouTube, it's your boy, Mr. Outliner. I'm back, brand new video. This is about how much money I make as a barber, or how much money you can make as a barber, however you want to take it. But I decided to do something different in the video. I wanted to, give y'all actually something to look at. I got videos of some of the more popular people I cut. You got YUNGEEN, you saw him in the beginning. You got Chris Sales. You got Funny Mike, you got Corey from Carmen and Corey, you got King from Neek and King, a couple other people I just can't think of, Jordan Lacey, I got a couple people, so I'm gonna be showing y'all some of these haircuts throughout the video, also while I eat and everything. So, let me give you a little background, right? So the background is, and another thing, I didn't know Wingstop had where you can season the fries. Like, these are lemon pepper fries. Like, I never even had that. You know what I mean? Like, lemon pepper fries. That's actually pretty good. Anyway, so ranch, I don't do ranch on chicken. Just a thing that I don't do. I know a lot of people do, but on my background, so I've been a barber for 20 years, so I've seen everything, I've done everything, I've been through the ups and downs, everything, right? So, coming out of barber school, right, is always the hardest, and today is even harder because they make you believe that, you can be a celebrity overnight, and social media make you think, it's going down. I'm about to come out and make 6 figures right away. No. It ain't even like that. You know what I mean? I don't know why they popped it out there, but it ain't even really like that. Right? So, in the wings I got, this is honey barbecue or something. Spicy Korean or something like that. But, yeah, it's not even like that. So, social media has done a lot to confuse us, right? So, don't go to the barber school and think you're gonna come out and make a 6-figure salary right away. And a lot of times, it's all about the person and what you put into it, what environment you go to when you first get out, if you can learn in that environment, if they have traffic flow, a name, popularity, already something that you can leech off of and grab on and, build your reputation and build your brand also, or build yourself, With the introduction of social media, it's more about branding and, and showing your haircuts than it used to be. So, you have to keep that in mind. So, these are some tips also to getting to a figure that you might want to get to. So, I wrote a couple things down here. So, number one, I talked about, being fresh out of barber school, how much money are you going to make? If you go 7 days a week, I don't know what you're starting off on haircuts. Barbers in my barbershop, we start them off at $25 a haircut. Walk-ins are $25, just a haircut. So, if you get the beard and everything like that, then it's extra. But a lot of barbers don't start that way. I kind of, like more seasoned, better barbers that can handle that pressure of charging $25. It's not always a good idea to just start off charging $25 or something like that. You have to get your feet wet, learn, be consistent, everything like that. Now, if you can create a clientele off of that before you even get to a barbershop, that's great. I'm not telling you not to do it. I'm just telling you sometimes the skill level has to equal pay. So let's just say for the minimum, you charging $20, right? For everything. And let's say you at just an okay shop, cool. You know, you can't expect a lot of walk-ins. It might be other barbers that need walk-ins. So let's say you do 2 to 3 heads a day on walk-ins, right? You don't really have clientele. So 2 to 3 heads, you know, times 5, let's say 3 heads. Let's say you do 20 heads a week, fresh out. Let's just say that you might have less. 20 is a good number. We do that 20 times 20 is $400 weekly. Sounds like a lot, but you have to pay booth rent, you know, and things like that. So you're making, let's see, that's $1,600 monthly, right? Not a lot of money, but for an entrepreneur, you just starting off, no experience really. Hey, that's a lot of money, all right? You got some people that go to work the whole week and work way more hours, you know, for that pay, you know. And then this is not taxable. I mean, it's taxable, but you haven't paid any taxes yet. So you're getting all your money up front. So you can make, coming out, you can maybe make $400 weekly. That's on a good week, everything flowing right, you doing what you need to do. You can make $400 weekly. Now, as you get better and your price goes up, you can make more money weekly. You can start cutting more heads weekly. So, how much did you actually make at intermediate level? Intermediate level, you $25 an hour. I mean, a cut, right? And most barbers cut like, maybe like a head an hour, 1 head an hour. So you can say you $25 an hour. You can say you're not cutting 5 heads a day, you may be cutting 10, which is $250. You do that 5 days a week. We know every day is not the same. You get more people towards the weekend. You might do 10 on the weekend, you might only do 3 during the week, you know, per day. But that's just rounded off. You do the same 20 heads a week, but this time you charging $25. So what's that? That's like 500. So then that's 500. So you making 2,000 opposed to the 1,600, and you paying booth rent, so you still got a little bit more. So, you know, in the price, it goes up and up and up. Now, when you really start making money being a barber is when you start adding services, right? Different things. You start upselling, upcharging for different things. You might do enhancements, you might do facials, you might do black masks, you know, you might do a scrub on the scalp. You know, it's a lot of different things. You might want to incorporate man units or things like that. So it's all about building a ticket as well as building a relationship with the client to get them to come to you weekly, bi-weekly in order to, you know, get your numbers up, right? So everything is not about how much money you making. Sometimes it's the relationship. The relationship brings money automatically. So as an intermediate barber, hey, you might go anywhere between $500 and $800 weekly. That's intermediate building. You've been out of barber school maybe a year or so or less, and you at that level, right? And of course, the longer you be in it, the more consistent you are, the more clientele you have, the more money you're gonna make. So now, a barber that's consistent, been in the game, he's building his clientele, he making maybe $30 a haircut, but he's not doing 20 a week, he's doing 30 a week. You know what I mean? 30 to 40 a week. This is base numbers. These numbers are not exact. These are base numbers because, like I said, you can upcharge and, oh, the enhancements is extra $5. Oh, I can use the razor for extra $2. I can do your facial for extra $5. These are base numbers. So $30 a week. $30 a haircut. and then you're doing 30 heads a week, that's $900, right? And now you close to $4,000 a month, right? Give or take $3,600. You pay booth rent. You might take home $3,000 or something like that, right? Pretty nice for an entrepreneur. You haven't been charged taxes yet. You know, it's good. You know, you building. The good thing about being an entrepreneur and a barber is you don't have a ceiling. A lot of places, you know, when you work a job, sometimes you have a ceiling unless it's commission based or something like that. You get bonuses and things like that. So at $30, you can make $1,000 a week depending on the number of heads you do. Sometimes you don't have to do that many. Now after that stage, you go up. Now you $40 a week. So think about it. The more consistent you become, the better you get, the demand goes up, you raise your prices, right? You raise your prices so you can make more money. Everybody raises their prices. There's nothing to that. Raising your prices is nothing wrong. So at that level, you $40. Now you're cutting 50 heads a week. You $2,000 a week. You know what I mean? So $40 times 50 heads a week, $2,000, $8,000 a month, $96,000 a year, right? Think about it. You know, barbers really make their bread. You know, it depends on the barber. Don't let the numbers confuse you. It's all a process, and it's a slow process. I didn't get to this point of where I'm at overnight. I've been a barber 20 years. For 10 years, 15 years, I was just stuck in the norm. Barbering changed so much that I had to change myself. You got social media, like I said, you got YouTube, all this stuff. So some of this stuff is new for me. In raising my prices to another level. When I started cutting hair and I was cutting in the mall, haircuts was $12, right? And get everything done was $15. We talking about early 2000, 2003, 2004, 2005. It took me leaving that environment to understand what I had to do, because when I left, I went to another barbershop that they ain't have a price list. Charge you gonna charge. Do what you gonna do, you know. Book your appointments. Make appointments. Everybody working by appointments. No walk-ins coming through the door, right? At the mall, I had tons of walk-ins, or at least access to tons of people in my area, you know. So, like I say, this stuff is not easy. So, you know, don't think it can happen overnight. That's why I say social media make people believe things can happen overnight, and it's not like that. So, at the end of the day, how much can a barber make? The number is endless. It's no telling. How much do I make? It depends on how many hairs I do that week, how many hairs I do that month. You know what I mean? On an average, what do you make? Well, anywhere between $50,000 and $100,000, maybe a little more. Who knows? It just depends. Every year is different. Every month is different. Every day is different. But that lets you know that it's a constant grind. It's never this, oh, you can just relax and chill, kick up your feet. I got clients, but I still promote every day, right? So, being a barber has its perks. That's pretty good. Being a barber has its perks. And it has its cons also, you know, pros and cons to everything. So, would I say being a barber is an occupation worth having, investing in, taking time out to do? Sure. I think every entrepreneurship is that way. I think you just have to understand the groundwork and the foundation. The good thing about being an entrepreneur, barber, hairstylist, whatever it is, vending machines, all these things that people do, you know, as an entrepreneur, is the groundwork, the consistency. These are things that you want to concentrate on, because this equals your level of success. Even rappers, it doesn't matter, whoever it is, you know, these things. So you know, as you see, a lot of the people that are put up in the videos that you saw, a lot of those people put in a lot of time, groundwork to get where they are. Sometimes you see the end result. You don't see the beginning when that person didn't have anything. You got a guy like Chris Sales that was, you know, he was sleeping in his car at one point before he got to the point of where he is at. You know, you got YUNGEEN Ace that went through a shooting with his friends and everything like that before he got to where he's at. You know, you got Corey, he comes from Alabama, you know, a small mobile home to where he's at now. You know, you got Funny Mike, you know, he has a story also to where he comes from where he's at now. He's from Baton Rouge and he went all the way to Wild 'N Out, got the new movie coming out. I got the hookup too, if you ain't seen one, you know, whatever. But my point is, everybody have a story. I have a story. You know, it took me 4 barber colleges before I graduated, right? So anyway, so that's that. I just wanted to tell y'all that making money as a barber is real. How much you make is definitely up to you. You know what I mean? So keep that in mind. It's all about, you know, supply and demand. Make sure you create a demand for yourself, because once you create that demand for yourself, the numbers can go up. You know, we got barbers that charge $100 a haircut. Hey, you know, things like that. So, hey, you know, you do the numbers. If you do $100 haircuts and you got 10 a week, you got 1,000. So, you know, that's just at minimum. I mean, it's all about what you want to do as a barber. But remember, when you want to charge those type of prices, your services have to be, your professionalism services have to be to a certain standard, right? You have to make them believe that, you have to believe that if it was you in the chair, that you would pay yourself that. You know what I mean? So that's how you get there. But I just wanted to share that with y'all. The food was excellent. Wingstop. Get your fries seasoned. If you haven't before, I'm gonna finish eating this food, you know what I mean? Because I ain't wanna be doing all the smacking and things on camera. But until next time, love, peace, and hair grease, I'm out.